Last week, we brought on multiple new clients for one of our offers, and with one of the clients this week, I've just completed a strategy and a complete new positioning method for their entire business and their personal brand, and it is absolutely going to change their life. And I want to share the process of how I found it and how you can find it if you're in a personal brand, because it's so fucking powerful. And I've just done this for a client, I've done this for myself, and I've done this with many clients over the past year or so, working with personal brands and online businesses to help them scale. Going from someone who just provides a high ticket service to a personal brand where people are working with you. Building a personal brand that is genuinely about you, and that's what people buy when they work with you. And all of that comes down to positioning, and I want to run you through the exact story of exactly how this happened. This is exactly how to get more clients than you know what to do with. Just before we fully get into this, I am Seth Lloyd. I'm a storyteller, I'm a content creator, I'm an entrepreneur who works with other content creators, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants to help them scale through their content, to help them become one of one. That's one of the belief systems I hold true to myself, is that what makes you you is what makes you different. And implying that in this personal branding, content and business space is what's going to help you scale rapidly. And that's not just a belief system, that's actually true. I've worked with multiple clients that our systems now power their entire businesses, that our systems power their entire content and businesses to help them scale. We've seen some incredible results, and I do this on the daily. So this is exactly, again, what we've done for a new client. This is a routine process that we do with our clients when they come in and they work with us. So let's just get into it now. I want to run you through exactly how it works. Because before, I've seen it, I've been there with myself, I've worked with clients, and this client was in the same exact position where you don't know what strategy to do. You have so many questions about content. You know it's the thing you should be doing to generate more high ticket buyers and more buyers for your business, your products, your services, your agency, your info products, your coaching, whatever it is that you kind of sell. You know you should be doing content for it, and you are doing content for it, but it's just confusing. It's not consistent, it's not controllable, and it's not scalable, and it's not bringing you the amount that you could be bringing into your business, and it's not helping you scale as much as you want to be doing so. And more times than not, that comes down to positioning. If you're in a market where there's enough buyers and you have a good skill where you're actually helping the people that you're working with, it either comes down to the back end scaling, actually having a system that allows you to scale, or then the positioning, actually getting in more clients than you know what to do with. The offer that he joined on, we help them do those two things. We get them marketing positioning right and selling through content, and we help them scale through the back end. I don't do the scaling through the back end. I have a team that does that. They do it for myself as well, because I'm a creator, I'm a marketer, I know this stuff. And this is exactly what I'm going to get into now. So this is a business positioning strategy that links so strongly to their personal brand. Like, that is the whole point. It connects content to the clients, to the offers, to everything all in one. Because without that, you are just a value brand, you're just replaceable, you're not really sure what your position is, and this is the most leveraged and strong position to be in. And in the simplest way, this is what the strategy looks like. This is exactly how it works. We're going from VSL to YSSL, which stands for YouTube Story Sales Letter, and then all the way down to 60 SSS, which is the 60-second sales story script. So we're going from VSL to YouTube Nurturing, and just short form traffic generating. In simple, this is the exact traffic and lead generation system that we used for this client, that I've used for myself to generate all the clients that kind of came on for this business, for all the clients you work with, and I've been mastering and perfecting this system for the past 6 months or so. I have another video breaking down this exact same content strategy setup. You can click it. It's in the description, so you can watch it after this video. I'll tell you more about that in just a second. And just so you're clear, this is exactly the thing that we do for you and build for you in terms of the offer. So that's why I'm running through this from a perspective of us doing it for the client. As you can see, I kind of run through the entire strategy of exactly how we've installed this into the business. But the first thing that actually worked to get this positioning right and have this position be authentic, like genuinely connected to the person that's selling it, not just like the best opportunity or the best positioning. Like, the best positioning now is the one that links directly to you. Like me, if it doesn't link to you, your story, your life, the way you speak, the way you see the world, the way you perceive everything about life, it is not the right positioning. The best positioning is the one where you get infinite content ideas because it just feels natural. All of those content ideas link to the offer that you're promoting because it's natural, and then all of that then obviously leads into service delivery, which you're best at because it's natural. So that's what I was doing here. I was finding the belief systems that set this client apart. How can we build them a marketing position based on their own ideas? For the context of this video, the client is in email marketing. I'm going to keep them private for this sake, but they're in email marketing. That's a relevant context you need to know for this video. So the client joined us. They are part of the new So a client joined us. They were part of the first cohort for this new offer. We created a marketing strategy, a sales content agency. We did it for them. Once they came in, they obviously filled out the onboarding form, so we know more about them, the belief systems, as I was just talking about, the way that we see the world and the stories that they have. So as I was reading through that, ready to kind of create this same strategy for them, the sales letter, creating the VSL, the YouTube video, the short form video for the initial sprint and the initial launch, I was reading through the onboarding document and I was a little bit confused because the client was telling us that there was nothing really that made them stand out. And why that kind of sounds weird, like, you should have things that make you stand out, that make you irreplaceable and make you unique and make you stand out from your competitors. A lot of people don't have this. Like, this client obviously was aware enough to understand that they were in that same situation, but a lot of clients actually come to us with nothing that makes them different. A lot of service providers or agencies just do the same things, and they just get clients because a lot of agencies can't service 200 people, and that's how they get clients. But to be able to scale to those huge levels where you genuinely have more clients you know what to do with, you can charge way high ticket prices, work with way better clients, and work with more clients if that's your goal. Not having an angle and a positioning and a leverage point that makes you stand out makes everything so much harder in the business. So that's exactly what I wanted to find. I was like, oh cool, I'm determined to make this quote right here just like gone. I don't want it to be true. The client says, we do things pretty similar to the rest. And this is exactly where I knew I could. This is me here. I was chilling outside. I had all my setup. I was getting a tan on while doing all this work. I absolutely loved it. And this is why I knew I could cook, because I've done this with clients before. It's just market position maxing. And both times when I've been able to alter this strategy and change their positioning and change their marketing, two clients in particular, one of them did 9K in 10 days and one of them did 8.4K in a week, which is fucked. Which is absolutely fucked. So as soon as we had the market positioning in place and the right angle that connected everything in their offer, their businesses, their belief, everything that makes them unique, it makes them one of one, things started to fucking click. So these are the videos that I mentioned to be able to implement this initially. These are the 4 things that we deliver for our clients when they come on and join us for the initial 2-week sprint offer that you can check out in the description if you're interested. It's 2 short form videos that direct traffic into the YouTube story sales letter that then pushes people into the VSL. The idea is to pre-sell people and to move them through the offer, keep taking them the next step and help them align with our belief system and keep showing them how we can help and keep adding value to them. I started with the VSL, obviously. This VSL is just running through the offer. It's the final bit that someone sees before they are sold on a closing call. And this is where I need to bring in the differentiator, because if it's in the VSL, it needs to be in all the content that comes before it. The differentiator is, again, the thing that makes them so different. So I just got my notebook out, I started writing ideas, and I found one of the things that made the client different. We ask a lot of deep questions that help us understand the client, understand their worldview, understand how they see things. And I found one of the things that the client told us and how it incredibly closely linked to their email positioning as well. In life, but in also emails, they were mainly focused on connection, community, nurturing, audience layers. And this was their different position. Because a lot of the email marketers that are their competition, they are potentially doing things the same as, are spammy, are sales, are no connection based. So this makes our client stand out. And as soon as I spotted that, I was like, okay, perfect. Instantly, his content, his marketing has a differentiator, because in our characters, when we look at the story we're telling, we've got our hero. Obviously, our hero is ICP, the person we're trying to help and solve for. We have the villain now. We have a 3D story now because we have more characters in place. So we have the villain is the spammy email marketers, and the guide is the client. Is the guide is the person solving the hero's problems, but now we have a villain that we're helping them overcome and achieve and get away from. Because the ICP in the situation would have a lot of objections around working with a typical email marketing, because they have all of the flaws that we mentioned just above here. And then our guide, our new position, is going to save that hero from that villain. So all that's left now is to complete the story, needing a new way to talk about it, to package this all up and to put a name to this story that we can easily speak about and market to. And this is obviously where the unique mechanism comes in. And crafting a unique mechanism is much harder than saying you need one. But again, with connecting the beliefs of the client and But with connecting the beliefs of the client, everything they give us in the onboarding document, and copywriting skills to be able to create this new opportunity, this new unique mechanism for the client, we now have email retention ecosystems. That is now what the client is going to be marketing. That's what they do differently. And the fact that this works so well is because it's so perfectly aligned with who our client is as a person. So when they're selling this on video, on sales calls, they're just speaking about it, it genuinely comes from a place of like internal belief systems. And it makes it so much easier to be able to sell people, because all we're doing in that situation then is aligning beliefs. And then this client then will have so many of their own stories from their own life that link to this exact same belief system, and that becomes the content that they tell. So what he does has not changed at all. The service, delivery, everything hasn't changed. It's just the amount that people will use it, because more people now will use this because they understand how it helps them, what it does, and how it's different. So more people are going to work with him now. You can imagine this as a marketing message. It's e-commerce brands who are spending so much money on acquiring new customers, and spammy email marketers are just trying to squeeze every bit of cash out of them. This is the rough story that our client can now use to speak about it and market to their ICP. This might be a bit different here if you're not this ICP, but just imagine that you are for the sake of this story. It's e-commerce brands spending so much money acquiring new customers, and then they bring in spammy email marketers who are just trying to squeeze every little bit of cash out of those new customers that they bring, so they burn them out and then never buy from them again, which increases the margins and decreases the likelihood of this e-commerce brand being able to survive and being able to scale. But that's when our client comes in, who builds in email retention ecosystems that increases the customer's LTV, because they build genuine, real relationships with them on the back end of the business that you can use to sell to, improve your product, market to. So you're spending so much on getting a customer, let's just retain them. Let's keep them as a customer and have them buy 10 times more over a course of a lifetime. That's flipping powerful, because again, for an e-commerce brand, it's B2B focused. It's a story that sells the exact belief system and exact value add that this company brings. It separates them from the other people. It positions them as the guy that this hero specifically needs, and it calls out the ICP's specific pain points. This is a detailed story. Even though it's a small amount of words, this is a detailed story that an e-commerce brand who's experiencing these same pain points will really resonate with. And as soon as someone can articulate how they feel to themselves, like if I can articulate how you're feeling to yourself through this video, you're going to be way more pre-sold and way more bought into whatever I'm selling you. And obviously that applies the exact same for you, for the client in this situation, who for anyone marketing online. So this is going to make a huge amount of difference for this client moving forward. Like, I genuinely think this is going to change their life. This has not yet been implemented. We haven't actually had the meeting as I'm recording this video to transfer all of this, but I'm so excited about this. I think it's so powerful, because all that's left now is getting the ICP to see that one message, which is exactly where our story sales content comes in. The 60-second sales story script and the YouTube story sales letter that then pushes people to the VSL, which will then close people on the offer. It's just moving people through the steps and changing beliefs, building trust, and pre-selling them. This system is going to change a client's life because it's going to help them get more clients than they know what to do with. And it literally all comes in because of the content that we're putting out, doing 80% of the selling before the call even happens. This is how it specifically applies to one client, but the exact strategy that I've used to kind of install this and help them get clients from that content and help them get more clients than they know what to do with is the strategy that I've just run through in this different video here. Like, I've literally just got the same system kind of up here. This is one I'm using to record a video, and literally just a second after this one. But this video will be out before this one is put out, so it's going to be linked in the description. So if you want to go in more depth, learning the specific content strategy, how you can make the 60-second sales story videos, how you can make the YouTube sales letters, the VSLs, how it all works, and how the entire ecosystem and the funnel plays in together to get you more clients you know what to do with, then just click the link in the description, you watch that video, and I'll explain to you how everything works in that video. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Drop a subscribe, like the video, comment any questions you might have. If you're interested in having this entire process done for you, then just click the link in the description. The Content to Cash Accelerator is a 2-week process where, again, we'll build out this entire marketing positioning for you, do the entire back end, build a funnel for you, do all the different types of stuff, create the content, edit the content, make it so easy for you to be able to scale, just using your story and your positioning to set you apart from everyone else. If you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel, because this is what we talk about. If you're interested in getting that done for you, click the link in the description, Content Strategy Accelerator. And if you're interested in watching more about how this content strategy works and a little bit more about what we do in that Content Strategy Accelerator, just click the YouTube link down below and I'll explain everything. Thanks for watching. I've been Seth Lloyd. I'll see you in the next video.